Alright, so I'm back, and today we are going to finally take a look at the Fans Toys Tesla figure, which is pretty cool. Here's the packaging. We got Masterpiece style black background, Tesla there, FT09, Fans Toys. Great artwork of Perceptor here. As you guys know me, I don't call them by Tesla. I call them by their actual names. You got Tesla here. Product shots. Tesla. Bio, if you want to pause that and read it. Product shot. No. Artwork. More artwork. Same artwork. And then there. And that's it for the box. He also comes with the instruction manual, which is actually done really well. Full color, kind of tells you what to do and how to do it, which is pretty nice. Very detailed instructions, very slow, methodical, but you know, which is nice. I usually don't play with the instructions that much, because that's me. But I decided to open this up because this figure is going to be the raffle that we're going to be giving away. And this looks like just a render of the figure, whereas this looks like the actual figure itself. But this looks like just the render, which is cool. And I think that's the actual figure. It also comes with the collector card, which, typically here I'd throw it across the room because I don't care. But I don't think you can pause and read that because it's written in black ink and it gets really dark right there, so it's really hard to make out what it's saying. So there you go. There's that. He comes in a styrofoam box. Which is pretty nice, taped on all sides, so I had to cut all the tape off just to get it open. And he also comes with these extra forearms and thigh pieces. So if you want to make him look like a darker blue, like a grayish blue, you can. That's completely up to you. I am going to leave mine the way he is because, again, he's not mine. So I'm not going to make any alterations to the figure unless I absolutely have to. And I don't have to. So, alright. So, here is Perceptor in robot mode. He comes with two pistols. One rifle, one pistol. So this plugs into his hand. This one, as you can see, I'm having a hard time getting this to hold. You plug it into his hand just like you would any other Masterpiece figure. And then you wrap the fingers around. And there, he holds it. He holds it all right, but the slightest little touch is going to knock it out. Let's see. This one holds in pretty well. No issues there. You can see it's got this little removable bit. So if you want to have kind of a smaller pistol or longer one, you can. And let's see if we can plug this one in for a better effect. He does now. See, he holds it a little bit better in this hand. But it might be just because these tabs, they're so small and the gun's so heavy that I don't know how well this, it doesn't work as well. But nice looking rifle, nice looking pistol. And there we have him in his robot mode. Really nice robot mode. It definitely gives you a Perceptor feel. The face sculpt, I'm not as impressed with. Let me get him a little bit closer here. It looks all right. It just doesn't feel like Perceptor. The face doesn't. The head sculpt does. The eyes definitely do. Really nice eyes. Really nice metallic blue paint going on in there that kind of reflects the light around it, as you can see. And everything else about this figure is what I would consider to be a masterpiece. I'm just not the biggest fan of the head sculpt. Plastic quality is typical Fans Toys. Really nice. Solid, dense plastic. I would put it one grade below their Dinobots. But not by much. And again, I'm sorry about my workstation, or my review station. I have the new background and stuff coming. I just haven't received it yet. So, anyway, posability. Let's go over posability. His head is on a double hinge, so swivels side to side, up and down. Quite frankly, here I would prefer a ball joint so you can get a little bit of side to side with the head, but it's not a deal breaker for me. So there's that. Arms swivel up and down, in and out. Bicep swivel, double bend elbow, get you full bend there. Hands rotate, and he's got each finger has 1 point of articulation for the pinky, ring finger, middle finger. The pointer has 2 points, and they got the metal pins in there, which is nice because my big problem with like Optimus and Soundwave is the fact that they don't have the pins in there. So you bend it too far and it pops off. So that's nice. I like that. And then he's got his thumb on a ball joint. I don't like the ball joint thumb. It has a tendency of popping off. It will pop off in this review at some point, I promise you that. The right hand's thumb is not as bad, but it is still noticeably bad. He does have a significant amount of die cast on him. Like these are die cast. Let's see. That's not die cast. Oh, that rotates like that. Feet are die cast. Not the full feet, the toe and the heel. Hips ratchet up and down. He's got the skirting that moves out of the way on the front and the sides. Rotates out. There's a bit of a thigh swivel that's right in here at the hip joint. Bends at the knee. He's got a ratcheted thigh swivel. Feet can pivot side to side. They've got a little bit of a rocker here, but you mostly, if you need to do that, you need to just move the feet. But he's not really one for super dynamic poses. It's Perceptor. He's meant to just kind of stand there and look like he's doing intelligent things in the background. All in all, I really like him. I don't know how I feel about the darker gray bits on him, but I really like the blue. I really like this blue on him. But I guess, and some people prefer it the other way around. So, I guess that's why they decided to give us both, which is really nice, without having to reissue the whole figure. I think he definitely looks the part. I kind of want to keep him. So, I'm not going to, but I kind of want to. Alright, so, transformation's not, it's nothing spectacular going on here. So, let's see here. First thing we want to do is get the hands away. So, you want to open the fingers up, rotate this thumb around, like so. Get that line laying down like that, and then close up the fingers. Now, this is the part that gets irritating. You open this up, and you've got to make sure that this is perfectly aligned to fold into the wrist. Because if it's off just a hair, it's not going to go in. So you fold that up, and you can close that up. And this doesn't really lock in the best, but it folds up in a way that it doesn't matter. Do the same thing over here. So you want to fold that thumb up, fold these fingers up, and see, like right here, that thumb is not allowing it to move. So you got to turn just enough to get it to fold up. and close it up. I wonder if maybe I just need to... That's where I usually lose the thumb, is trying to fold those up. Alright, then we want to undo the shoulder cannon here. Pull this up back. Now you can, while we're talking about pulling this back, you can rotate this over like so and snap it in onto that side if you prefer it on his right shoulder or left shoulder, whichever you prefer. That's, again, a really nice choice of theirs. So I'm going to rotate this up a little bit so that we can get him a little bit closer. You want to pull the arms out like so. Getting those out of the way. Pull this assembly back. And then the arms will rotate up like this. And then this will fold in like here. And then you want to take the head and this will fold down like this. And this is kind of tricky because you want to get the head down, but also be able to still move the arms into place. So it gets a little tight. It's not terrible, but it gets a little wonky there. And then once you get it, these tabs here will plug into the back of these shoulders right here. So you line those up. Come on. All right. Like so. That's the hard part. That's it. That's the one really hard part. Is getting those to line up just right. I'm not liking this wall back here. It's like sucking the light out of my lights. So it's like making it look duller than it is. Alright, so then you rotate the arms up like so. Pull the scope forward. And then there's a hole right there that this little tab right here will plug into. So you want to plug that in like that. And then you'll do it on the other side too. It's one of those, you got to do it just right to get it like that. All right, pull this down. Oh, pull this down. Then you pull this down like so. All right, now we move down to the legs. Legs are simple. They're exactly what you would expect. Fold up the feet. Fold this little panel here down. These are really stiff. Really, really stiff. The instructions don't even say to pull them down. They just sit there. And it's one of those, is like, okay, well, why do you have a hinge on it if it just doesn't move? So, I don't know. Fold this back. Pull this piece here out like that. Then you can pull this wheel out of there. Again, things get a little tight in there. I wish they had a better like gripper right here. You know, something, just a notch right here to get your thumb on. Because my you see my fingers aren't that big, but they're having a hard time getting in there. Let's see here. So we're going to use my knife. Alright, so I'll just kind of go in there, pull it out, just like so. Then you take this panel here, This will fold up, and then that will collapse down. So now you got the wheels. Same thing on this side. Fold this up, fold this out, pull that out, pull that out, collapse that piece here, and then this will collapse down like that. Then the legs will rotate. You want to pull this little panel here out. You want to rotate the legs around like this, and then you pull this panel down, and there's a little notch right there that'll plug into that little slot on the inside of his thigh right there. So you just line those up, and that'll tab in, and then you rotate the foot or the shin piece here around, and then this tab here will plug into that hole right there. So you just rotate that around like that. Same thing on this side. Like I said, I mean, nothing really spectacular here. A couple clearance issues going on, but just like so. Rotate that around, and that'll tab in like so. And then the last little bit, you should fold this here down like that. And now he can roll. And yeah, there you go. You can rotate this so you can get it looking, stuff like that. All in all, really nice. I mean, he's obviously not the most stable of vehicles, but I mean, he's a microscope. He's not supposed to be. But yeah, he looks the part. He acts the part. He feels the part. He's exactly what I would want in a Perceptor. And I'm not a Perceptor fan, so I think this is awesome. And I hated that Chug figure. Oh my god, that Chug figure was such a piece of junk. This is such a relief to have. I really wish Fantasy Toys would design their figures in both Masterpiece and Classic scale, so that, as a Masterpiece collector as myself, I can have this. But the Classics collectors don't get something like this. They have to stick with that crappy Chug figure. So I really wish that they would scale down the mold so that the Chug collectors can get the same thing. That's my opinion there. But yeah, he looks great. I like him. I like him a lot. So transform him back. You want to just fold that up, untab the thigh, rotate that around, untab the thigh, rotate around. Kind of getting a few clearance issues going on. There we go. We got that. Fold the wheel back up. Flip this out. This will come down and in. Gotta flip this panel out first. This one's kind of tight, so you want to just be careful of that. Fold that back around. Man, they're such small panels. I'm so worried about them. But I don't think many people are going to be transforming this guy back and forth a lot, because I mean, if he was a tank or a jet, it's like, I can pose him as a tank or a jet, but do you really want a microscope on your shelf just sitting there? I'll flip these pieces here up, the feet down, come back here, pull the back piece out like so. Rotate the arms out, and you want to pull them all the way out, not just part of the way, so that they're out of the way. Flip the head up, like so. Flip this up. Then we want to pull this up. Now this thing doesn't really lock in up here, but what you do is you take the forearm or the shoulders here. This will all tab in like that and keep everything into place, like so. Open this up and pull that hand out. Huh, I didn't lose the thumb. Yay! Put the thumb around. Put this out. Oh, see, the hand turned a little bit. So now we gotta try and turn the hand back. There we go. Right. Open up the hand, pull the thumb up, close the wrist. Again, these things don't really lock into place, but they're not floppy to the point where they're like a problem. They're just kind of noticeable. And then we just rotate this around, and we'll rotate it to this side. There, and there we go. Now this one, I've seen other reviewers who has a bit of an issue with this. Let me put the gun into his hand just so that you can see what I'm talking about here. So, come on. It'd really help if you could hold your gun. Alright. Okay, so if we rotate the arm up, like so. There's a little bit of a loose joint there. But I hear some of the other plastics for that will resolve that issue. But what I found to resolve that issue is if you bend it at the top hinge instead of the bottom hinge. So you just bend it there instead. You can get all the way up to there, and it doesn't move. So, and it doesn't look, I mean, it looks fine. There's no issues there. So, if you must have your figure with a bent elbow, you just use the top hinge instead of the bottom one. Seems to work just fine. And doesn't look terrible. Alright, so let's get into size comparisons and final thoughts. Alright, so here he is with the Seeker mold. Again, I still need to fix the wings. It's going to happen one of these days. And here he is with the Legends figure. And as you can see, this just doesn't work at all. This does not work. Here he is with Classics Prime and Leader Megs. And the scale with Megatron is decent, but the looks don't quite add up, because this is very, very clearly a G1 style figure. He's more IDW. So this is where I say this doesn't work. This not work. Does not work at all. And here he is with MP10. And you have Sideswipe. There he is with MP Car. I think this works perfect. That's just about as perfect as we're going to get for his scale. He absolutely just kills it. Just owns it. I love it. I love this figure. I love this company. Yeah, it's a shame that I like the Gunner figure as much as I do. Otherwise, I'd be going back to the Fans Toys Dinobots, and I can't afford to buy $1,000 in Dinobots right now. Maybe next year, if they're still out there. But yeah, Gunner's the way I'm going. Anyway, I really like this figure. I'm gonna give him a 9 out of 10. My biggest issues being the thumbs popping off. Luckily, they didn't pop off during transformation. They did the first go around I had with him. The gun not holding in the best, and the looseness of some of the joints. Primarily the elbow. It's nothing that bothers me because, like I said, that's my fix for it. And the other parts might fix it too. And honestly, yeah, 9 out of 10. I think he's near perfect. Near perfect. They almost hit this thing. It's almost there. They're almost there as a company. I mean, I know their dinos are there, but, you can't just... I hear they have some issues with some of the dinos that I didn't have. I only had the one from them, but I mean, yeah, still a relatively new company, and they need to hit a home run that's not a Dinobot. They needed this. They needed this win, and this is a win in my book. It's like I said, almost perfect figure. Yeah, few minor issues, like I said. So yeah, that being said, tomorrow we'll do the raffle and declare the winner. And yeah, I can't wait to announce who's winning. So I guess everyone's gonna be sitting on their edge of the seat for the next 24 hours. I know I'm cruel, but by those 24 hours are up, I'm already gonna have them boxed up, ready to go. So once I announce the winner, I'll email them and I'll let the video go up first, so everyone sees it at the same time. But yeah, I'll email them and then we'll I'll get his info and ship it out. We did make enough money to pay for the shipping pay for the figure, pay for the shipping to me, and pay the shipping away from me. So. It's cool. I didn't have to spend any money out of my pocket for this, and I'm very happy. I think our test run worked really well. So I will be announcing another one by the end of the week, and I'll be launching a Facebook page when I can. That will be permanent page that everyone's gonna have to go in and like or whatever to follow it. And I'll announce when I'm doing the next one, and I'll have the rules posted at all times, and then we can have like one page that says, okay, this is the Tesla figure, here's the video, here's who's paid already, who signed up for it. It's all going to be pretty stellar. So yeah, there you go. I like him. I highly recommend him. I'm gonna eventually buy another one for myself. That's a promise. I promise you I will buy another one of these figures for myself somewhere down the line. But yeah, that being said, I mean, I honestly can't think of a better way they could have done Perceptor. Some of the clearance things are a little funky too, but it's not to the point of I hate this figure. It's just gotta work with it. So there you go. Great figure. Great figure. I really like this figure. In case you haven't told. Maybe it's because I hate Perceptor. And I'm just kind of surprised that we got one that's actually good. So, there you go.